Welcome back, folks. We're here at Millennium Bowl today to look at the brand new Roto Attention Star S2. This is the same asymmetric AI core from Roto with E-Trax plus hybrid on the cover. This cover is a step down from Microtrax formula, which we've seen on the likes of the Gem series and the Optimum Idol series. Technically that cover is stronger, although the bigger core in this does make this ball, for me, a little bit stronger overall than either of the Optimum Idols. Initially, this ball rolls pretty heavy, and it does jerk pretty well down the lane. It kind of changes direction off the spot a little more than you might expect out of a smoother core like what we saw of the original Attention Star, which is the Pearl version. I don't feel like the Attention Star was particularly angular for a Pearl asymmetric ball, and for that reason, it's pleasantly surprising to see this ball still hit the spot pretty hard and really continue well. This thing rolls good. The last hybrid asymmetric ball from our product lineup that I really liked was the Magic Gem. Overall, this feels a little cleaner and rounder than the Magic Gem was. I had that ball earlier and sort of chuggy or tumbly, where it was more slow to change direction. This one definitely gets off it a little harder, continues a little better, and overall gives me a shape that's really usable, particularly for when I'm blending out the cliff. I can see myself straightening up a little bit with this ball and keeping it a little closer to the track area versus something like the Ion Max, where with that I typically move left and sort of open up the lane and bump the friction to control it. This piece definitely gives me a unique look within our product lineup that I don't really feel like I have with anything else, and it's really complementary to our other asymmetric solid pieces and really even our Pearl pieces. I find this to be a bit of a step up from those while still hooking plenty down lane, but also still a step down from our big solid ASIMs. Next up, we're going to compare to the Roto XL, and overall the XL for me is a little bit strange because the RG is higher, so it pushes through the front a little more easily, but when it does change direction, it tends to want to do so a little more violently. That's generally true whenever the RG is higher, but for some reason this particular ball, maybe because it's asymmetric, does tend to labor a little bit down lane, or the way that it changes direction isn't necessarily super duper quick. If it's not hitting the spot correctly, like if I shoot it through there a little bit, it doesn't really jerk or stand up a ton down the lane. The Attention Star S2 being lower RG overall makes it a little more predictable and a little more liable to slow down, and because of that I can see myself throwing the S2 in a very similar spot that I would normally throw the XL, but for me the S2 is probably a little bit of a better matchup if they're not really hooking. If we were bowling on a little more friction where I needed that extra length out of the XL, I would probably throw it in that situation. Millennium's house shot has been pretty long this year, and this was pretty fresh, so overall I think the S2 was a little bit of a better look here. And you really do get a look at kind of the subtle differences between the XL and the S2, because they're not really that different hook potential wise, just shape wise. Next up, we have the Storm Ion Max, and this has quickly become my go-to solid ASIM ball. Once my Magic Gem got too many games on it, I kind of folded the Ion Max into that spot, and it's really done a good job giving me that really predictable, smooth hook shape, something that I can always count on to hook, but doesn't really overreact or over-respond. Overall, the Ion Max is a little bit smoother and slower than the Attention Star S2. The Ion Max also changes direction a little more gradually, and this is going to be something that if I can't bump the dry and get it to shape up right on a cliff pattern, my next look after the Ion Max is probably going to be the Attention Star S2, because it does hook a little more off the spot and a little more down lane, while still being early and smooth and able to blend out that cliff or that wet dry type of condition. The Attention Star S2 releases November 22nd. Go to your local Storm VIP shop or come see me at Bowl 101 Pro Shops inside Millennium Bowl to pre-order yours now. As always, thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.